Hi, everybody. Okay, my music is still going here. The countdown music is still going on my end. Hopefully, it's not still going on your guys' end. I'm not sure what's going on. We'll see. Maybe one of you guys can let me know if the music is still. Hi, everybody. Okay, I just muted myself on my computer. The countdown music is still going on my end. I don't know what's going on with the audio. Anyways, hopefully you guys can hear me and let me know if the audio is okay for you guys. You still hear it? So weird. My music is still going on my computer. The countdown music. Hold on while I troubleshoot. Just one moment, please. I'm very sorry. Okay.
Just like kill your browser.
Hold on while I troubleshoot. Okay.
Just like kill your browser.
Okay. I muted myself and because it is like doing some weird like echoing and yeah, I don't know what's going on. But I think I fixed it and I think we're good. So, I think we're good. Well, thank you guys for putting up with me during that fun little experiment there. I don't know what was going on, but anyways, I am back and I am ready to hang out with you guys now. So, welcome. Thank you all so much for joining. I see everybody in the chat already. And oh my goodness, I am jealous of this 66 degrees. Wow. But I'm so sorry. Garden drying out and cow peeps covered in aphids. Oh, that's sad. Hopefully you can get it recovered and everything will be okay. But I am jealous of your weather because we are 86 here today, but it feels pretty warm out there. Yeah, it's pretty warm here where we are. I am here in Zone 7 in Oklahoma City. And I've been doing all sorts of planting and everything else. So yeah, it's been fun, even though it's been hot out there. And my phone actually did warn me, the Seed to Spoon app warned me about this weather coming up. So I was really happy for that because I've been not having to do much in the garden, which is great because we've been getting so much rain and the temperatures have been so mild. But now it's just hot and dry. So definitely. Okay. So go through, please comment any questions you all might have. I mean, whether it's related to gardening or if it's questions that you guys have about the Seed to Spoon app, all of that. We're just going to hang out for a little bit and I'm going to kind of show you a few key things about the Seed to Spoon app. So like how I use it to replant, especially for right now. I'm going through and archiving things and doing things like that. So I wanted to show you all some things like that because I feel like I've gotten several questions on that topic. So I kind of was like, well, it's time to do another Seed to Spoon app live stream where we can hang out and chat, gardening and app and all of that. So let's see if I can pull up the app here real quick. Okay, there we go. That's a good screen. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, please like pop them into the chat and let me know if you all have any questions. I'm gonna show you all a few things and then I'll come back to the chat and look at it too. Um, let's see. So here, I'll pop up this question real quick. So, do you guys plan on or already have a mapping tool? I see you can map the beds, but can you place the beds in your garden on a master map if that makes sense? Yes, it makes perfect sense. I know exactly what you're talking about, and that's actually something that we have been talking a lot about as well too because I'll show you how I like to use the app. So in here, I have a bunch of different garden beds. And I use this for everything. So I have these arch beds that I'm still working on planting out. Like I have arches and I have smart pots lined up like on the inside and the outside of them. So that's why I have this kind of like that. But anyways, and then I have a bunch of wooden raised beds. So I have them all labeled where, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I go through and I have all of them like that. But yes, I 100% agree. It would be really nice to have like a big overview and then be able to like click in to go into it. But it is on our list. It is something that we're looking at. But as it's gets difficult because it's all like on your phone, so it's kind of something that we have to be careful of. Is well, first space, but they're typically smaller screens, so it can be difficult to try to manage and do all that. Um, Let me see if I have any. Oh, awesome. I'm so glad that you're loving the app. Me too. I literally use it all the time myself. I didn't even introduce myself, did I? I'm sorry, you guys. So my name's Carrie, by the way. Welcome, everybody, if you are joining for the first time. My husband, Dale, and I are the creators of the Seed to Spoon app. We created it back in we started gardening back in 2015, and there was just so much to learn along the way that we were like, I wish there was an app for that. So we ended up making one. So long story short, and it was a fun, wild ride, and it was really fun. So here we are today talking to you all about it. Okay, so let me pop up. So let me show you the first thing too here. So on the main screen, this is the dashboard. So what I'm sharing right here is actually our web version of the app. So, thank you for sharing this. Yes, so any of you guys can use our app on any laptop or anything that has connection to the internet as well. Doesn't just have to be your phone, and you can log in to your account and you can go through and have all of your information. So that's really great for me. So on here, whenever you first log in, it won't have your stuff. So you can just come over here to account and you put in your stuff right here. So like I have my email right there, but right here, you would just sign in with your email that you have on your phone, and then you can get all of your information. And it also brings over, so if you have like premium or anything like that, it'll give you all access to the premium features on that too. So it's super helpful. I use the web version a lot myself too, but you guys can use it as well too. You can get it at app.seedtospoon.net, or you can just go to our website too, and there's a link to it directly from there too. Okay. And one thing I saw today, I pulled up the app. This is the first time I've seen the countdown now until my first fall frost. I was like, oh my gosh, my countdown has begun already. It seems like I feel like it just started, like, because it has been so cold here. And I'm like, I can't believe we only have 16 weeks left. It just blows my mind right there. But anyways, whenever you have a countdown coming up right here, it will pop up how many weeks you have until your first fall frost. It starts at 16 and counts down. It'll also do the same for spring as well, which is my favorite one because I'm always counting down the days until I can go out there and just start throwing seeds and planting everything. So what I do on here, so this is my garden bed right here. This is one that I specifically wanted to show you all. This is one of my wooden raised beds that I have. On one half of the wooden raised bed, I had a bunch of lettuce planted here. So it has gotten very hot. So the lettuce that was still remaining that hadn't been harvested is all like bolted, and it's no longer something that I'm going to be eating. So I am going to be going through and clearing it out. But I do want to bring that up as well because I get this question often as to how to handle that in the app. Because you will want to come in here and show harvesting it or plant something behind it, but you don't want to lose this information too. So that's big for me because I always like to remember what varieties I grew before, what worked really well, and if there's certain notes and things like that, pictures that I took that I want to keep. I mean, I don't want to just delete it. So really easy way to come in here is just to tap on them. So these were all the same. It was all the same variety of lettuce that I grew right here. So over here, there's this more, and you would tap that. And then you can go down here to archive plant, and it'll say, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure, archive. And then now you will have empty spaces right here to plant and grow more in. But you can also still access that in the past. So you can just go over here. You want to make sure that you're in the correct bed too, first of all, because only the plants that were archived in bed 6 will show up here, if that makes sense. So over here in archive, there was my lettuce right there. So right here, I can scroll down. It shows me exactly where it was in the bed, shows me what varieties I planted. It saves all of your events, any pictures that you had, anything like that. So you will never lose any of that information. So I also had some spinach planted on the other side over here that it bolted a long time ago. I say a long time ago, but it bolted before the lettuce did. So I had archived this previously. So I can still go in and be like, oh, that's right. I grew spinach there before, and this is how it did. It's just super helpful to be able to pull on your previous bed history, and that's something I get questions about a lot too, because people want to be planting things, obviously, again, in that same bed, but you don't want to lose your information. So there's a lot of easy ways right there that you can go back and find areas. So let me see. I am coming back to the chat here real quick. Well, thank you. Yes, I absolutely agree. And I felt so overwhelmed whenever I first started growing because of this, honestly. Everybody said something different, and it was like, I don't even know what to believe, what's going on. So yeah, it's very challenging. So hopefully it does help you. I'm glad that you're liking it. Awesome. Paige says she uses Growbot a lot. Let's pull up Growbot. I can actually show you over here. So on this main screen right here, you'll see Growbot right here. You can also see a couple links to Growbot up here. So for identify plant help, or identify bug. So these ones are premium features. So whenever you send a picture up to Growbot, it costs us money too. So that's why it's a premium feature. So this is one that you have to pay for, but it is super cool. If you come in here, hey, there's me. But you can take a picture of a bug. You can pull from your pictures on your album too and send a picture there. But we'll go in here and say, you can ask Growbot anything. So even if you're on the free version, you still get 3 free questions a day. So you can say, like this one right here, what tomato varieties do well where I live? So it tells me what does really well here in Oklahoma City. So it gives me a few great ones. Those are all really good options. I like it. But yeah, it's so helpful. I've actually taken pictures of locations in my garden. I'm like, what should I plant here? And Growbot actually gives me really good advice. Like I love it. So I use it all the time too. I'm just like you, Paige. Okay. Yes, I know. It's crazy how fast this time has flown, isn't it? Oh man. Let's see. I saw an archive. Okay, here's an archive question. So Carol Connor, she was saying, can you just archive one plant and keep the others? Absolutely. So here, let me go back and show you. So in here, and I can actually show you this too. We can actually unarchive because, oops, I made a mistake. Move back into garden. So I'm going to put it back here. So existing plants, this lettuce. Okay, I'm going to put all of them here, back where they were. Okay. So if I just wanted to do one of these, because say I harvested one of them or one of them died on me or something like that, I can just come in here, I can hit more, and I can split the plant into multiples. So this right here, and so whenever you split it, it will create, instead of like one plant that you can have like the notes saved among all of it, which is kind of how I like to treat like big clumps like this. I always just do one plant just to make it easier. I mean, technically not one plant, but you know what I mean. But I can do this and then split it. And if I want to keep all of the plant notes, events, photos, all of them, I say yes, copy to all. So now if I come in here, only one will highlight. So I can just come in here, select the one that died or bolted, and I'm taking it out, and I can go to archive plant, go archive. There it is. So now you see there is it right there. So yeah, there we go. Does that make sense? Hopefully that answered your question there. Okay. I saw a question I was coming back to here. Okay, how can I naturally keep Japanese beetles off of our vegetables? So that is definitely a great question. So we can come into here. So two ways that we can find this out is Growbot, again, is a super amazing resource. But there's also this critters section right here that we can tap on. And it shows both pests and beneficials too. But under the pest, let's go down to Japanese beetles right here. And it'll just give you a few tips about different ways to help them. So, yes, I would definitely say companion planting for sure. But we are coming to the time too where milky spore is another really good resource for you. I do milky spore whenever I have problems. I can lay down some milky spore in like the fall and let it just overwinter, and it really helps with the Japanese beetles. So this is definitely something to look at as well. But yeah, I would definitely recommend companion planting, plants with a strong odor, it says. So yeah, anything like that. Let's see. So that's Growbot. What companion plants with Japanese beetles? Okay, garlic, chives, catnip, rue, tansy, marigolds. Yeah, so I mean, I feel like all of those are the typical ones that help with a lot of various pests too. So this would help you with other pests in the garden as well. So definitely that should help. Yeah, it's shocking, right? I don't know where the time went. um this is a good question. So is it better to use wheat, straw, or pine needles? So, I mean, it really just kind of depends also because each one is going to provide something different for your soil too, and affect like the acidity and all of that of like the plants that you use. So I would first of all like look at the plants that you are using and that you want to do it for, and ask Growbot which one would be best, because then it will give you advice based on like the soil requirements and things like that too. So this is a question, I'm sorry, not for me. I am the person who enters all of the gardening information into the app, and I let my husband handle all of that stuff. So I can ask him, and I can get back to you if you are interested in that. But I do not know. I'm very sorry. Now, I did have to learn some coding things whenever we first started out, like some like the back end, like database things, but it was very basic for me. Ah, small world. Yeah, I am not too far at all from Norman. I'm actually on the edge of like Norman, Moore, Oklahoma City. I'm on the yeah, I'm close to like all of those right there. Let's see. Great question. Can Growbot diagnose what is wrong with a plant? Say I take a picture of a plant and the leaves are yellowing. Absolutely, yes. I might have a history of. So you can actually go back too. So right here, there's this button. You can tap and you can look at your history and questions that you've done. I don't even know what some of these are. Oh yeah. So this was one that I did. Actually a plant behind me I'm working on. I took a picture and I was like, what is wrong with my plant? And it's like, oh, yep, here you go. Here's what's going on. Let's see. I have plant insect damage. Yeah, you see, I told you, I am literally always using Growbot. You can see how often I use it and how many times I send questions up. But really, if there's any sort of issue, oh, here we go, diagnosing yellow plant leaves. Here we go. What's wrong? So yeah, sounds like it would be very similar to yours. So I did this. I just tapped the what's wrong with my plant and sent a picture of this. And it says, your plant appears to be experiencing some yellowing. So here's some possible causes. And it gives you like, consider using a fertilizer to address this. Look at your watering issues, things like that. But yes, it'll give you a little bit of advice based on what it looks like is going on. Jessica, I'm not sure. So if you want to just delete the plant, and I'm not sure what you're saying, like, is that the same? But if you do want to just delete a plant from your garden bed, like, yeah, all you do is just come over here, and you can, well, you'd have to remove it from the grid first and then delete it and all of that. But yes, I mean, you won't have the history of the plant that's saved on it from here on out. But yeah, you can absolutely do that too. Okay, good question. So for the grid system of the beds, can you change the grid size? It seems like everything is a 1 foot by 1 foot size. Can you change the scaling? So, no, not technically within the app, but you can do it like for you. Like you can just be like, okay, in my mind, like each one of these is a half a foot, and have like each box represent a half a foot if you want to size it down or up, or however you want to do it. But I have heard from people that they do that themselves because they like to plant a lot denser. So they will just have like 4 of those will be like 1 square, you know what I mean? Like 1 square foot. And they just have like the plant and then the other plants around in there. So. I love it. Yes, I do the same thing. I have lots of marigolds sprinkled throughout my gardens, and basil and all of that too. Oh, 2 new pests this year. Uh-oh. Hopefully they're ones that aren't they're not bothering you too much. Oh, garter snake. Hey, that snakes are actually really helpful. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that it's working really well for you up in Canada. That's great. Awesome. Wendy said she didn't know that we could look at the history. Yeah, and actually too, for the Growbot history, if you go in here too, if it's something that you want to save, like as a note for one of your plants, like if it's a specific plant, like especially for this, like identifying what was going on, you can just tap this button right here, and you can create a garden bed note or a garden plant note, and then you can save it to that, so that way you can access it that way too. And then you can also share it as well too if you want to share it with somebody, like if you're helping a friend out or a family member out with something that might be going on in their garden, you can actually do that too and share it out to them. And yeah, lots of things. I think there's always something that comes up every single time that's new that people don't know. Let's see. Oh, that's so great. I'm very happy that you had the app and are enjoying it. Yeah, that's the problem that we had, because we didn't find any good apps, and we're like, okay, we need to we need to do it ourselves. So yes, hopefully I helped him out there. Okay, is there a way to delete a Growbot node? Let's look. I actually don't know. I don't know if there is or not, actually. I don't know. I'm just coming in here pressing random things. So I don't know. Is that something that you guys would like? If you guys would like that, like I can pass that along too, and we can see. I'm sure there's a way that they can work on making it so you can delete a history too. Okay, so Mo says, question, my California poppies are long but have no buds at all after 2 months. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know much about the California poppies, so let's see what Growbot says. You see, Growbot's so handy. Let's see. So my California poppies. Let's see, what was it? How long? Along with no buds after 2 months. Okay, let's find out what Growbot says. Maybe not enough sunlight, it says. So they thrive best in full sun. Make sure that they get at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight. Make sure that they're not over fertilized. Yeah, that's a good tip, because yeah, too much nitrogen can make it too green instead of blooming. Make sure that the soil is draining good too. See, Growbot to the rescue all the time. I mean, it is possible to, yeah, if it's just too it, yeah. I mean, you might try giving it. I mean, I know it says full sun, but if it's just like too hot, you could try giving it like a little bit of shade in the afternoon. Make sure it gets plenty of morning sun, and then try to help it there. Great question. So does the app remind you about harvest times and best ways to harvest and preserve? So yes, let me show you real quick. Okay. So back in here, under the tasks section, it will tell you right here. I don't have anything ready to harvest, unfortunately, but yes, it will tell you right here under time to harvest. So let's see if I have a bed that has anything ready to harvest. Oh, I do. Look, yay. But yeah, under the tasks list, you can see all of that. This will pull up from the things that you have going in there. And and it'll just pull and say, okay, so your onions are ready to harvest and your kale is ready to harvest. So, and then what was the second part? Best ways to harvest. And okay, so back over here under growing guides, all of this information. So yeah, like all of this information is free. So you don't have to have any sort of premium subscription or anything like that for this part. So under here, if you want to come into, let's do broccoli. So up here, there's a bunch of these that you can tap on, and it'll tell you like, okay, so harvesting. If I want to come down, it'll tell you how to do it. First of all, right here. And then it'll give you ideas right below for just very broad, basic ways to go about preparing it. So nothing specific here, but just gives you broad, basic ways that you can go about eating it. And then in a lot of these, there will be actual specific recipes here too. So on here, you can actually tap these. Now I'm sharing this screen. It pulls up into another screen, so you guys won't be able to see it yourself. But if you're following along and you have the app open and available, you can tap any of those, and it will link to our website where we have, I don't know how many recipes we have now, but we do have a lot of recipes, especially for zucchini. So if you all are looking for zucchini recipes, check this out. All of my recipes that I have here. Yes. So if you're looking for any zucchini recipes, definitely check it out. A lot of these plants have like all of these tried and true recipes that I've used right here in my kitchen, right there, that I've made myself that I love. So I put the recipes together and share them out. Some of them even have some videos to go along with them, shorts. Some of them are my kids making them, especially like this zucchini pizza bites. The one right there is links to a video. Well, it links you to the blog post that has the actual recipe, but there's a video within there that is of one of my kids making it. So it's fun. We have fun around here. So, but yes, we always go through and do all that. So, you asked about preservation as well too. So I do here. Let me show you one more area because I do have like this article section as well as where are the videos? I think the videos at the very top, right? Yep. So in here, I have videos sometimes too of, so that's one I know I have one in. Probably something in basil, I would imagine. There we go. So we have a little bit of preservation there too, but yeah, intermixed throughout, I have like preservation, things like that. And then I do always do, like, I have this live stream as well too, that I do every single week. And I do that one, typically coming up pretty soon, about like cooking, eating, preservation, things like that. And, yeah. Oh, great question. So, can we share recipes with other app users? So there is no way currently for you guys to enter your personal recipes and share them. What I totally wish that there was, because that would be so cool. But as of right now, I would love it if you'd send me the recipe that you have, and I'll give you credit for it, and I can pop it into the app for you. And then, I'm more than happy to do that if you have a specific recipe that's really good that's not in there right now. Send it to me, and I will try it out. Here is my email. And so info@seedtospoon.net, or feel free to message me on any of the social media sites, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I guess I don't think there's a way to message on YouTube, but comment, I guess. TikTok, all of those I'm on every day, all the time. So I try to read comments and messages that come in as much as I can. So yeah. Oh, awesome. So Carol says she tried one of the zucchini recipes to make the oatmeal zucchini bar. Yes. Oh, I love it. Ah, that's amazing. I love those. Those are incredible. Love it. Yes, you know what? Now, as we're talking about this, I was like, I need to have like an actual section dedicated to preservation. So I have that right here, and I'm going to ask if we can get that added in. And it should hopefully not be too difficult for them to add that in for me. So, yes, I 100% agree. Oh, Krista, here. So I try to enter a custom plant with a photo, it gives me an error message. So we had a bug about 2 months ago on, I want to say Android. I don't know. It may have been both, but we did have a bug a few months back that has since been fixed. So check to make sure that your app is updated to the previous version, because we do have a fix out for that. And I'll double check it myself too after this call to make sure it's still working good. But let me show you guys too what she's even talking about. So you can add, so in here I have like over 150 different plants and all of that. But there's always new plants that you guys are requesting, which I do. I have a list going of like 20 plants, I think, right now, as requests from you guys. And I promise I'm working on them. I get a couple added every week. But if you find something that's in here or not in here that you really want in there, you can always go down to add custom plant, and you can either enter it manually or you can scan a seed packet. So I don't have a seed packet around me, but you pretty much just take pictures of the front and the back of the seed packet, and then it'll fill in all of this information for you, and you can come back in and you can edit as needed. But all of this information, you can put it in there, and then it'll create your own plant for you. So just for you, it'll only show up on your phone, but and it'll calculate out like all of these dates for you too. So that way you don't have to be calculating out dates. That was my biggest thing whenever we made this app. I was like, I don't want to do any more math. So having those dates calculate out for you is huge for me. But once you enter a custom plant, if you put in those weeks before last frost or after last frost, it'll calculate everything out for you. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to read through here. Okay, so this is a good question, Jessica. So when doing square foot gardening, a tomato takes up a square foot. Does that mean nothing else can be planted in that foot, or just not another tomato? So it really depends on how strict you want to take it. So technically, with square foot gardening, yes, just one tomato and that's it. Now, I will say I don't always follow that. Sometimes I will tuck a little bit of like basil seeds right underneath it, or something like marigold that is super close to it. But I try not to overcrowd it too, because it does need its space. And the more tightly that you pack things in, you'll have more issues with drying out and fertilizing requirements, things like that. So you kind of just want to keep all of that in mind, that the more dense you do plant, you're going to need to water more and fertilize more. So typically I do try to give my tomatoes more space, because tomatoes do grow really large. Same with like squash and things like that are huge growers and heavier feeders. I do try to give them a little bit more space, but at the same time, I do want those companion plants like right there, like as close as I can put them. So there's just kind of like a balanced line there. Um, let's see. So Mo is asking, what is the best way to separate seedlings established in raised beds? So if you are wanting, I assume you're talking like in real life, not within the Seed to Spoon app. But if you are like if you have like too many plants that popped up, it really depends on what it is. So if it's any sort of root crop, I typically recommend just starting over somewhere else, and I typically snip the tops and to thin them down because I don't want to disrupt that root as it's growing, and you don't want them to grow too close together because then it causes issues with crowding, and then yeah. So it depends again. So if it's root crops, I snip the tops and I let them just do their thing. If it is something that I direct sowed like squash or something like that, I will absolutely come in and try to separate them out a bit if I can. I mean, I don't really have any specific thing except I try to be careful with the roots. I mean, um, I just kind of separate them. I always use my hands. I'm never going to use like a shovel or anything like that whenever I'm dealing with seedlings and all of that because I never know if I'm going to hit something. So I always try to use my hands as much as possible so I can kind of feel what's going on too and gently separate out the roots. But yes. um, Yes. So, Donna, yep. Does the app identify if there's cold stratification or pre soaking of seeds? So, that is something that I do have on my list of things to add, especially to hopefully be added before next spring. That's my goal, to have that and all of the information needed for each of the existing plants and all of that. But yes, there are some seeds that need to be done. Um, so I am adding that. So don't you worry. It will be in there as soon as possible. But yes, it is on the list right now. Yep. That is a good book. The Carrots Love Tomatoes. They are very good companion plants. Yeah, that's a really good read for those of you if you do like to read gardening books. It's a really good one. It's really good on talks about all the background of like companion planting and things like that. That's one of our first books, along with like the square foot gardening book and then the carrots love tomatoes. Those were two of our like big ones that we used to get a lot of the information from the app whenever we first started it and we're researching and doing all of that. Okay. Well, let's see if have I missed any questions here. If I have, please pop them into the chat again because I don't. I think I've been doing a pretty good job actually of keeping up with you guys today, believe it or not. But if you have any other questions, please pop them into the chat and I can pull them up. And then we're going to be doing a giveaway here very soon for the free 1 year premium Seed to Spoon app subscription. So all you guys need to be doing in to enter that is commenting. And then I'm going to be running that here in a few minutes and selecting a winner. So that'll be exciting. See, so Mo says, question, can I use Miracle Grow brand plant fertilizer on my zinnias? I mean, yes, you can. I generally try to stick with the organic ones. Um, my favorite ones are always going to be like the Espoma ones, or I really like the Happy Frogs too. I mean, any of those, but I really like I really like those ones. So those are the ones I always recommend. So especially like Espoma and things like that, because it just makes it a little bit better. Okay, when transplanting, are you supposed to break up the roots? Now, I am generally very careful. So typically, whenever we're talking about like breaking up the roots, that's if we like if I have a pot that they were growing in that I just brought home from like say the nursery and it's been sitting in that pot for a while and it's real root bound. Yes, I'm definitely going to be breaking up those roots. And I always tell my kids go tickle the roots and they, to break down the sides and just kind of breaks them from continuing to just grow in a circle, and it helps them just go and take up the entire space there. And so yes, I always do whenever I'm transplanting things like that. But if we are like just transplanting from one little seedling to another within the garden, like I'm generally being very careful with the roots. Okay, Krista, I will dig into that and figure this out then for you, because I thought that this had been fixed already. So I will check it out. Yes. So great question. Can it tell me if I shouldn't plant two plants together in one flower bed? Absolutely. So here, let me show you too, because I actually do have a garden bed that has a bad companion right here. Yeah. So it'll give you this little message right here, this little X, and it'll say, hey, these ones aren't going to be necessarily the best companions to have together. So any of your, whenever you go in to plant them, it'll just give you like that little X, and it pops up here saying bad companion. So you can definitely go in and see it right there. So that always helps me too. So Linda's asking about her eggplants too. So typically with a plant that's turning yellow, I generally say it's probably an issue with overwatering. So let's go up to Growbot eggplants, and it's going to recommend fertilizer too. Oops. Of course, I can never type when I'm. Okay. So, a sign of nitrogen deficiency. So, consider using a balanced fertilizer to replenish nutrients. Make sure, so both overwatering and underwatering can cause yellow leaves. So, just make sure that it's being consistent moisture, which I know that's way easier said than done, especially with, I mean, if you're anywhere near me, we've had just massive rainfalls recently. So, some of it, like, can't help. I mean, we do our best, but just try to do everything you can to protect it as much as possible. That's why I love growing in things like smart pots too, because it like lets the water out the sides and it doesn't just sit in the water. So it really helps there. Okay. So Rick says, I have a broccoli with little holes in the leaves. So most likely, there's a few different pests that can do that. So these right here, under critters, you can look right here. It's probably these little guys right here. So if you look on the underside of your leaves, you'll probably see a couple of these cabbage worms underneath. So cabbage worms, if you see these white butterfly looking things flying around, you probably have some cabbage worms on there. So that's definitely something. Something else that I have issues with that can cause that are these harlequin bugs. So right here, if you see these on them at all, these will be doing that same thing too. So those are my two most common issues that I have that cause that issue. Okay. Let's see. we'll do one more here, and then we'll draw them, and I'll do a couple more questions after that. So let's see. My Roma tomato is stunted, I think, because of the heat. I have started covering it with a shade cloth to cool the soil. Should I fertilize each week now? So generally with tomato plants, I generally fertilize every couple weeks. I do like 3 weeks even. I use the Espoma tomato tone fertilizer for it, and it works really well. But that's something that maybe you should look at doing too. And great call for using the shade cloth for try to make sure that it is doing that for like the afternoon, and so you're getting the afternoon break from the sun, and that it's still getting plenty of sun though in like the morning time and all of that. I mean, yeah, just making sure too that you're keeping it watered but not too watered. So let it break and dry between plantings, and then stick your finger into the soil. If it is dry up to here, then you go ahead and water. If it is wet at all, just kind of let it go. Yeah, those are my suggestions that I have. Hopefully that kind of helps. Mo knows the way to my heart over here. What's my favorite zinnia flower? Oh my gosh, I love zinnias. So I have 3 favorites, I think. So it is not an easy question. So I have to include the Parks Picks, because those are just huge, towering flowers that are amazing for cut flowers. They are like super sturdy stems. They're also just, I mean, they're just massive. Like they're approaching my height. They are that tall, and I'm tall. So I absolutely love the Parks Picks, and that comes in so many different colors too. So I absolutely love that one. And then also the Magellan ones, which are the exact opposite of the Parks Picks. They're the small ones. They're perfect for containers. So I actually have some on my front porch in some containers. They're so beautiful. But typically, I feel like whenever you have really short zinnias, you have smaller flowers. What I really like about this one is that they are still huge flowers too. So I love that one too. And then I'm going to have to say the Zinderella ones too, because just having like the double blooms on them, super pretty. So yeah, that was a long answer there too. Okay, let me run the winner generator here really quick. And then we will do a drawing really quick here for the winner. And so this person is going to be winning a free 1-year Seed to Spoon app subscription. So with this, you get unlimited questions to Growbot, unlimited pictures that you can send to Growbot, free shipping on all of your orders within the app, and unlimited plants you can add, unlimited visual layouts, all of that. So yes, whole bunch. Yes. Okay. So drum roll. Yes, I see that. Drum roll, please. Here we go. Winner. Congratulations to Shalise Lumbert. Congratulations. Send us an email at info@seedtospoon.net, and I'll get y'all hooked up with your free year. Congratulations. Okay. Yeah, I see. So you guys are requesting pruning. So what specific plants would you guys like to do pruning with? Because I can talk pruning on tomatoes. I can show pruning on tomatoes actually out there. Oh, yep. So it sounds like tomatoes and peppers. So it sounds like a lot of people are saying pruning. So yes. Okay. We'll do it. We will do it. I think, yep, we'll do it. And I saw a request for having Dale or Edvin join in too. So I will ask and see if we can get. I don't know, Smart Pots. Are you here still? I saw you guys in the chat. Are you still here, Edvin? You want to join me next week? Talk about some pruning. Yes, here. Let me pop up the website here again for her. So right here. So it's info@seedtospoon.net. So send me an email and I will get you all fixed up there. Okay. Well, congratulations. And I do these every single week. Every Tuesday, we go through and talk something gardening. And yeah, it's always a fun time hanging out, talking with you guys. So hopefully, hopefully you all join me again next week. And in the meantime, I will see you all hopefully on social. So on the, on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, I'm everywhere. So come join me everywhere. And I will see you next week as well too. So thank you all so much for joining today. And I will see you next week. Bye.